Hey, what's going on everybody? Hope you're having a good day as always. Today I want to talk about two things that deal with spending money and saving money, but I want to look at it through two lenses, with the first being cost conscious and the other dealing with conscious consumerism. And if you guys have never heard those expressions, I'll break it down really simply. When you're being cost conscious, you just know how much something is going to cost directly to you. Like, how much does it cost you? How much is it going to impact your finances? Is it buying the best deal over something that may be a little bit higher quality but it's more expensive, right? That is being cost conscious. The other side of the coin is conscious consumerism, and that's when you look at your purchases and your spending and you kind of look at the bigger picture and what impact this purchase and this spending has. And guys, this is just going to be a conversation that I want you guys to participate in, and no way is this going to be like a lecture or anything, because this is something that I'm having an internal debate with myself when it comes to my spending, and I just thought I'd use myself as an example for this conversation. And so to break down this conversation, I'm just going to talk about a few things that pretty much all of us can relate to when it comes to spending money, and I just want to know what your thoughts are on whether or not you are more cost conscious, or do you look at the bigger picture side of things and you're more aware of the power of your spending. So, the first thing that I thought of was food, right? All of us buy food more than likely. And one thing that I wish I improved on was going out of the way and maybe even spending a little bit more money to support those that grow food in a very healthy way. Specifically, go to the farmers market, right? Because here in Austin, Texas, there's so many farmers markets, and it would just make so much sense for me to maybe spend a little bit more money to support those people that grow food locally, right? It's probably fresher, it probably supports the local economy. The distance that it has to travel from growing to my plate is a lot lower. This is just one area that I personally think I should do much better on, even if it means that I'm spending a little bit more money. So that would definitely fall into the conscious consumerism side of things. But, as it stands right now, I'm definitely more of the cost-conscious person, right? I do all my grocery shopping at a grocery store. There will be many times where I just buy the regular version of, let's say, produce instead of the organic version. And I just think this is an area of spending that I can change. I've reached the point where I should be able to transition and try to vote with my dollar. Again, when you spend money, you are directly supporting companies, and I should probably support local economies around me rather than just, getting the cheapest deal I possibly can get on food. So that's the first example. I'm curious to know what you guys do when it comes to grocery shopping, because again, pretty much all of us do that. And in fact, I would throw one other tidbit out here. For some of you guys that have watched the channel a little bit longer, I actually took a stab at growing some of my own food this year, and it really was a humbling experience, because some of the stuff went well, but I would say the majority of this stuff did not go well. So I have a much greater appreciation for those that can grow organically and can deal with the Texas environment and grow. So that's another reason why I probably should go to the farmers markets. But I also want to continue my own efforts into growing my food, because that actually is a win-win in both sides. I think it's even more conscious consumerism because I'm growing my own food, but also the stuff that did grow, it was a lot cheaper than if I were to buy it at the store. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is an expense that I'm going to have to face a little while down the road. I hope it's at least in the 3 to 5 year range. That is when I have to buy a new car, right? My car is 11 years old right now. It's not insanely high mileage, but it's not the type of car that it's expected to make 200 to 250,000 miles. So when it comes time for me to buy a new car, right, I'm kind of having the conversation with myself of, do I spend as little money as possible and just get another car, a used car at that, and just drive it into the dirt and, hopefully spend less than $10,000? Or should I do what I really kind of selfishly want, and that is buy something like a Tesla? Right, that's definitely not the most cost-conscious thing I could do, but it is an electric car. It's something that I would like to support, because it doesn't make sense to me to have a gasoline-powered car if there is a financially feasible electric car that I could get into. But at the end of the day, I care about saving money a whole lot. So I'm just debating what I think is the more important thing to do. And for a lot of you other guys who are considering buying a car or maybe already recently purchased a car, I'd love to know what was more concerning for you, right? Getting the absolute cheapest car that you can, or maybe spend a little bit more money to, let's say, get as much longevity out of the car as possible, right? Or were you more like gas mileage or MPG focused, right? Because I think that also is something that is the best of both worlds, right? If you can get a lower priced car that also happens to get really, really good gas mileage, then you're winning on the purchase price and on the ongoing expense as well. So, that's something that a lot of us have to deal with, and it's something that I'm going to have to deal with here in the future. If you guys have any experience with what I'm about to go through, definitely let me know down below. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is buying something new versus used, and I'm not talking about cars specifically, but just pretty much everything, right? There's a lot of things that I spent money on this year that I bet if I did a little bit of research, I could have found a Craigslist deal where someone was selling exactly what I was looking for, and it would have been less money, and it would have been putting something already purchased back into, I guess, production is the term I would use, right? But at the end of the day, I didn't do that. So I think I failed on both counts when it comes to this, and I'd love to know if you guys do any effort into trying to find deals on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, because you might A, be able to save some money, but also, kind of allow us to produce less waste in the world. And that seems like a really, really fluffy, head in the sky sort of thinking, but it is kind of true, right? If we were to all use what is already in existence, we would actually use less resources and have to create less because we're already using what we already have. And I don't know if any of that made sense, but it made sense to me. And it's something I really do think I should do a better job on, right? Rather than going to Lowe's or, buying a piece of clothing brand new, right? If there's something that is in good condition, it's good quality, and I can buy it because someone else has already gotten its use out of that and they no longer need it, to me that would be a win-win because, again, I'm saving money and I'm doing something a little bit more forward thinking. So I'm going to do my effort and my best job to kind of incorporate this aspect of spending. I actually had someone that I interviewed in the past, and she told me about something called the Buy Nothing Project. I think it required Facebook, which is why I don't really use it because I don't use Facebook. But it was pretty much this idea that pretty much don't spend your money on buying something new if someone nearby will allow you to kind of like borrow whatever it is that you need, or if you do have to like own something, right, you can buy it from them secondhand. I just thought that was a really, really cool thing. So Buy Nothing Project, I think that's what it's called, and something I'll probably do a little bit more research into. Now, the last thing I want to talk about has to deal with our actual money specifically and where we place it and who we support. And I'm kind of talking about certain things like the financial institutions we choose to do business with, things like investing, because all of this stuff, again, it's us voting with our dollar, right? If we give our business to certain institutions, right, we're essentially saying we want you to continue to the practices that you do and we want to see you succeed. And a lot of us probably have our money with places that, probably aren't doing the best, right? I'm obviously biased here. I'm a credit union person, and so I do most of my banking with them. But I also opened up a money market recently that wasn't with my credit union, and it was with a different financial institution that I probably don't align with their values as much, but their interest rate was better. So this is a good example of I'm battling whether or not I did the right thing. I'm making a little bit more money than I would otherwise, but it's with an institution that I bet probably charges higher credit card rates, higher personal loan rates, and I bet the interest rate that I get on my money market is because of the higher rates that they charge on other loans. Now, I'm not saying it's good or bad, it's just a conversation I'm having with myself. In fact, I noticed another company that offered even higher rates, but I absolutely wasn't going to do business with them because I know what type of loan products they offer their clients, and I really, really don't like them, so I wasn't going to support them. But it's a good example of, us determining is more money worth it or is doing business with the right people worth it. I also have to think about my investing, right? I use Wealthfront and I have no knocks against them whatsoever, but I also don't necessarily know 100% what I'm invested in, right? So I could be invested with companies that I just really, really do not support from a moral standpoint, but if their production is doing well and it's seeing nice returns as far as its stock price is concerned, well then it makes sense that Wealthfront is going to invest in that because their obligation is, to make me money as a client, right? And I've talked about this before. There's other investing platforms that you pretty much exclusively are investing in eco companies or green technologies or humanitarian work companies. Like there's all sorts of ethical investing that you can do, but it may not make you as much of a return, right? So all these are just really interesting conversations that I have with myself, and I'd love to know what you guys would think and where you fall on the spectrum. Do you tend to be a little bit more cost conscious, or do you tend to be a little bit more on the consumer conscious side of things? I would definitely say I fall on the cost conscious side of things, and I'm going to do my best to kind of change that spending practice for myself and spend money on things that I think are worthwhile and I want to support because I think they do good work. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share. If you're interested in saving some money and actually supporting some companies that I think do a good job, check out my referral and affiliate links down below. Hopefully you guys are able to save some money through that sort of stuff. But again, thank you so much for watching. Make smart financial decisions, and I'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, I know I just said this stuff, but let me say it again. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate all the support that you guys give me. And to support you, here's 2 more videos that I've made in the past in case you haven't seen them. Don't forget to share these with your friends and family so we can help all the people achieve their financial goals. Likewise, if there's anything that you would want to see made that you haven't seen thus far, definitely don't hesitate to let me know. But thanks again, take care, and have a good day.